Hey there, viewers! A Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Age of the Prime's Blast Off. And well, that's to be caught up on all the Combaticons that are out right now because, well, Onslaught's still on pre-order and I don't think there's any pre-orders for Swindle right now as of recording. So, yeah, that's all the Combaticons that are out right now. So, yeah. Next one is Blast Off. So, of course, starting off with the box. Standard Age of the Prime's packaging. So, yeah, I got a picture of Blast Off here in both modes. Combaticon Blast Off. 17 steps. 2 of 5. Here we got a picture of Bruticus. This time we just got some of the primes. Back got Blast Off in both modes. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. So moving on to the figure. Well, compared to the Combiner Wars version, he's actually a space shuttle. Like, can you imagine if they actually released this guy and he was just like a Fireflight retool or something? But no, they actually went ahead and made this guy a space shuttle as he should be. And honestly, I think he looks pretty good. I mean, you're going for cartoon accuracy, so he's got the weird purple front that I don't think the toy had, but still, I think it looks quite good here. Plus, we do have some molded detailing, such as I'm pretty sure that's a door to enter the space shuttle. Of course, we've got the windshield here. Well, I say windshield. It's not a car. Like the window to look through. Got a huge Decepticon symbol on the top. Like, that's a really big symbol. So there's no mistaking what side this guy's on. Bottom, we just have a lot of ports, including his hands. Back, we've got some boosters. So, yep, you can plug in some blast effects here. Either on these ones. If I can actually find... Yeah, there we go. So we can plug some blast effects here. And of course the bottom ones, which of course are going to form his feet. So there you go. Or I guess if you want a VTOL shuttle, then there you go. But that's obviously for the transformation. Oop. Got the tail fin right here. The wings, which look really nice. And yeah, overall, I love how this looks. I mean, obviously space shuttles are not like purple and poo brown in real life. There's really nice white color, but I mean, hey, they'll probably do a Movor recolor at some point. I mean, I hope we get a Ruination from this set. That would be really cool. But anyway. So, for accessories, we only get the 2. Because, well, the other Combaticons so far, they've had 3 guns. This guy only comes with 2. And yeah, they're pretty reserved. They're just tiny, like, guns. But can I take blast effects? Yes, they can. So he can fire. Well, he can fire in space if he wants to. And for ports, I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could like plug them onto the boosters if you really wanted to. But why would you? There's like lots of ports under here, so if you wanted to, you could have one like that, kind of like vortex. But the intended way is under the wings. Just like Starscream. So, there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the space shuttle mode. So, yeah, we're not doing transformation yet. We still have a couple of things to look at. Namely, how does he look with the other Combaticons so far? So, he has Vortex and he has Brawl. And yeah, Brawl is quite heftier because, you know, he's a Voyager, these two are Deluxes. But yeah, they look pretty good together. The Combaticons are shaping up quite well, and honestly, compared to the Stunticons, which are just a bunch of cars, and especially the Aerobots, which are just a bunch of jets, I'm honestly quite excited for the Combaticons because, you know, it's a different range of military vehicles. So yeah, this does have me really excited for Onslaught and Swindle. And hopefully in the future, maybe a GC version, maybe Ruination. Hopefully. I don't know. But, of course, we also have to see how he compares with Combiner Wars Blast Off, which... Come on, this guy obviously takes it. Why was he a jet in Combiner Wars? Like, dude, seriously. But, yeah, that was the original Combiner Wars Blast Off, you know, where he was just a jet for whatever fucking reason. Because keep in mind, like, the car saw that and thought, what? No. And they did their own version, which Hasbro then released around, like, what, Power of the Primes? So, here's, I guess, Power of the Primes Blast Off. And yeah, that does look better. Although, honestly, the proportions of that figure, like in the shuttle modes, they do kind of look weird to me. I don't know why. It just looks kind of, what's the word? Chubby? I don't know. Like, the front section looks off to me, and I have no idea why. Like, it looks more like a submarine to me. I don't know why. So again, the Power of the Primes version does look better than the old Combiner Wars version, but I still think that this guy looks better than both Combiner Wars versions. But the Power of the Primes / Unite Warriors version is still better than the old Combiner Wars figure, which, I mean, dude. But, yeah. Now, finally, obviously with this being a Combiner limb, we have to show the combination thing off. Now, I didn't do that with Brawl because, you know, that's, like, we don't have the proper instructions for that yet. But with Blast Off, it's just like, you have like, it's the same as the other arm bots. So, essentially, what we do is we just fold these up. And we just line these up. And yes, he does work with Superion for some reason. Like, even though Dead End and Dragstrip don't work with Superion, apparently the Combaticons do. Or at least the arms do, which is weird. But yeah, this is just a matter of lining things up, which can be tricky. So just get everything lined up. Finding that little notch where things split. There we go. And once we got everything clicked into place, here we have Blast Off as an arm. And I guess if you want, you can also have these as like little arm-mounted gunners as well. So here we have arm mode. And honestly, not too bad. Does kind of stand out with the white of Superion because, you know, this is meant for Bruticus. But still, I think it kind of works. Like, I know it's a frame combiner, so the Scramble City stuff is a bit more limited. Like, we can't make him a leg anymore. But, let's be honest. I'm sure most people just get the limbs, make it into the combiner, and just leave it displayed there. Me personally, I kind of wish that we get like leg versions of Vortex and Blast Off as well, but those wouldn't sell, because, you know, what's the point if you've got like the normal versions? But yeah, ramble aside, he does work here as an arm. Granted, just like with all the arm bots, you have to rip them in half, but yeah, this does work. So, there we go. And if you want, we could do some funny mixing and matching. Like, if you want them to actually look like the Combiner Wars figure, then there you go. I'm not going to fully lock it in, but you get my point. But yeah, I'm just going to quickly pause this, reattach Slingshot onto Superior, and transform the other Combaticons, and, well, we can do the transformation. So, I'll be with you right after this jump cut. And I'm back. And, well, I also took the guns off. So, let's get on to the transformation. And, well, transformation is actually fairly simple. Like, there's nothing too surprising with this guy. So, to get started, I'm just going to take these... Well, I'll take the bottom thrusters and move them down. They will form his feet. Take the wings, fold them up. Take the tail fin and just move that down. Like, I think you're supposed to... Yeah, supposed to move it to the left leg there. So then we can open these, and yeah, typical Combiner Wars leg transformation. We just extend this out. There we go. Close these back up. And that's the legs done. So then what we do is we take the cockpit here, open this up, take the front of the shuttle, and these are going to be his arms. Just tapping the shoulders. Get the head out, which is honestly the trickiest bit, because it's quite something nestled in there. There we go. Cockpit's just gonna rest there on his back. Rotate the forearms around, and finally rotate the fists around. And yeah, that's a really simple transformation, but it's kind of fun. I kind of like it. It's reminiscent of the original figure, like the original G1 toy. Like, if I was to rate the transformations for the current Combaticons that we have, this would be the first one, because it's just really fun and easy to flip back and forth. Brawl would come next, because I do like his transformation, but there are some fiddly bits. And then Vortex would come last, because, dude, there's just a lot of parts clashing, and I hate those arm panels. But this guy is nice and clean. Plus, there's just little... If anything, there's just no backable on this guy whatsoever. I mean, yeah, there is a tail fin hanging off his leg, but oh well. So, if anything, this figure is essentially... They took the original G1 Blast Off toy, and they modernized it. Not like Missing Link, but... like, you know... it transforms the same way, essentially. And while coming in for the head, we can see that this guy has the cartoon accurate head compared to that weird one with the mouth that the Combiner Wars one had, which I think it's an IDW thing where he had a mouth, but this is full on cartoon accurate. So yeah, I just wish that it was easier to get out, because you can see it's quite a tight fit in there. So yeah. And here we can get a closer look at the hands, which is literally the front of the shuttle. Again, like the G1 toy, which is hilarious. Anyway, let's give him his guns. The instructions do say... Well, the instructions show a few ways to plug these in. Like, you can keep these just on the wings, like so. I guess, if you want, like, little, like turrets. You can plug these on the sides of the arms. So that's an option. But what I do, I just plug these into the hands. So there we go. And of course, we can just take some blast effects and plug these in. I can actually do so. So yeah. Or we still have the little thrusters here, so we can still plug blast effects here. So you can do that if you want, which is pretty cool. So yeah. And honestly, I think I feel that this qualifies as a really fun desk toy. You know, it's fun to flip back and forth. It's really simple. So yeah. Now, putting him with the other Combaticons so far, again, I think he looks really good with them. And I'm sure Swindle and Onslaught are also going to look really good with these guys. Like, I'm sure Bruticus, like, people do have their qualms with Bruticus, you know, arm color and all that, but me personally, I'm quite excited for Bruticus. So, yeah. Because, I mean, come on, these guys look really intimidating together. Next up, here's the old Combiner Wars Blast Off, which, well, you can see what I said about the mouth thing. Yeah, honestly, I think this figure's just been entirely outclassed by both the Power of the Primes version and this version. It looks more like... It just looks like a brown version of Slingshot, to be honest. But, well, what about the Power of the Primes version, which... Yeah, that does look better, but he has, like, thruster hands. Which, okay. But yeah, the Power of the Primes version, or the Unite Warriors version... But yeah, I do have the Power of the Primes version shown here, which I kind of prefer the colors. Like, it does look better, although... Honestly, I do still prefer how this guy looks. I don't know, I think it's because the head kind of looks a bit weird on the Power of the Primes / Unite Warriors version. I don't know. In fact, with the Unite Warriors or Power of the Primes version, you can literally choose whether you want like the jet cockpit to be his chest or the back. There's videos showing that. So, yeah. But for me, I definitely prefer this version. Now, to wrap this up, what about the articulation? And yeah, it's pretty standard. Head, of course, can look around. It's on a ball joint. If you do this bit of transformation, he can kind of look up. And yeah, that does click into place. Arms are pretty standard. They can move around with no hindrance. He can T-pose. If you do this joint, he can do a higher T-pose, or he can lift his hand up, like so. He does have elbows, bicep rotation. Due to the transformation, he's got wrist rotation, waist rotation. He can kick forward, he can kick back. Knees about that far. Shoulder at the thigh, he can do the splits. Ankle pivot about that far, pretty good. And the toes can move down if you need that too. So yeah. Now overall, I think this is a pretty decent figure. Why did I say that like Daffy? But yeah, this is a really decent figure. Like, it's fun to transform. It's solid. I think, out of all the backgrounds, I think this one's my favorite so far. So, yeah. Now, would I recommend it? Obviously, if you're trying to complete Bruticus, this guy is necessary, but what if you just want him by himself? If you're like a absolute mega Blast Off fan, well, I think I do recommend him by himself as well, because, I mean, as I said, I think this could be a fun desk figure. You know, if you're just bored, you need something to, like, fiddle with for a few minutes, I think that this could actually be a really fun desk figure. Because the transformation is quite solid, it's quite fun to do, it's not kind of fiddly like this guy. So yeah, honestly, I think Blast Off is really solid. Whether you get him for Bruticus or by himself, I think this is a really good figure to get. So yeah. So this has been my review on Age of the Prime's Blast Off, and this is a Transformers fan signing off.